Hello.
Hey, how's it going, boss man? How are you doing today, my friend?
Good, how are you?
I'm pretty good myself. So my name's Matt. You must be Mr. Huggins, huh?
My name's Tanner, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Tanner Huggins. I was actually just chatting with Miss Paula Morley just down the road.
Okay.
She's got the big old English Mastiff. Sometimes he gets out, sometimes I'm sure he's probably run into your yard before. By chance to know Miss Morley?
More or less kind of see her every now and then, just like morning walks, stuff like that.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. She's pretty involved in the community. More often than not, she's the one running the block meetings.
Okay.
Typically where she talks about the exact stuff that's kind of brought us out to this neighborhood.
Okay.
You don't mind me asking, Mr. Huggins, how long have you been in the neighborhood for?
Been about 2.5 years now.
2.5 years, right. So Miss Paula, like I said, she's been here for 10 plus. She's kind of seen the change.
Okay.
Like I said, she's the exact individual who caught us out here. So what we're doing to kind of combat the change is we're paying for a few homes to do some advertising for us, right? You've probably seen the blue signs around the neighborhood. Looks like that's what I'm pretty much in charge of, right?
Okay.
So what we're looking to do for you, Mr. Huggins, is we get the sign out in front for advertisement. When you get the sign out in front, of course, people are going to see your sign. You're going to talk about it. If you like it, other people are going to call us, right?
Okay.
So you get the sign out in front. We come in. We pay for a few cameras around the home. Miss Paula really liked the outdoor because of that big English Mastiff that I mentioned earlier.
Mm-hmm.
He's always getting out. When she's away at work, she kind of wants to have some coverage on, right?
Okay.
So what she did the outdoor camera, overlook the dog in the backyard whenever he gets out. And in all honesty, Mr. Huggins, I could give you 30 cameras. But that's just not going to call the police for you. So what we do is we get you set up with a security system on the inside to protect what's most important to you, obviously the family. Have you ever had a security system in the past?
Once before, yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Do you guys still have an active alarm or like an old panel on the inside, old flip down keypad?
You know what, yeah, right now our alarm system that we have is not super reliable, like the customer service isn't that good.
Exactly.
We have a sensor in one of our windows that has gone out like 3 times, and they've come out to fix it 3 times, and it's still broken. So I really just haven't been using the alarm. So yeah, just really not satisfied with the service.
How did that make you feel when they weren't answering? You know, I mean, you pay to have it work, and they just kind of not answering. How does that feel?
Well, pretty much just makes me feel like my home security system is kind of not really like worth as much as I paid to have it installed, and it's not really protecting any of the stuff I have in my house.
Lay down. Absolutely. That's not gonna work. If you don't mind, Mr. Huggins, I kind of want to check on the inside on that panel. You don't mind if we take a step inside real quick?
Sure, come on.
Wow.
No objection. No objection. I want to go, but we find God. I don't have a gun. $199 active, right? Yeah. We run into one of them.
You know what? Alright, let's start with the pros. You smiled, you got his name right off the bat, and then you name dropped. You had good questions throughout the whole pitch. And then you try and drop into advertising, so it just made sense. And then you brought what the neighbor liked into it pretty much the whole time. So you weren't really pitching him, you were just pitching him to the neighbor. And then you harped on his alarm not working. You know, you asked some questions about that. You had a smooth transition. The only con is just finding out what he does for work, and then you can tie the cameras into that, just like Nate likes to do. Like, oh, you're on the boat all the time. You can see your house from wherever you are. Just finding out what he does for work, it just makes it a lot easier to pitch the cameras.
Yeah. What Matt did that was really smart too is how he pitched them. Is he pitched them indirectly about what the neighbors like. It's very hard. Some people don't like the feeling of getting sold. And then so like, hey, you'll love this, and you're trying to like tell them what they're getting, and it kind of puts up a wall. But he just used all the neighbors as an example. Hey, what they really loved is this. And it was impossible to say not interested to Matt right off the bat.
Yeah.
If he would have started off with a sales pitch, hey, I'm out in the neighborhood with yada yada yada, I'm with XYZ company. Initially, like, I'm not interested in that. But he didn't say that. He said he actually knew his name. Hey, you must be Mr. Huggins. Initially, Tanner's mind goes, well, how does he know that, right? How does he know my name, right? So if you're smart and you're using 1 to 4 to know the name drops, and you're like, Sebastian, oh, when did they get home, when did they get home, when did they get home? And you write all the notes down. Then when you circle back the neighborhood at 6 o'clock, you already know what they do for work, and you know their name. Then when you knock, you're not going to get a not interested because you have so much ammo against them too. Matt's really good at conserving hood. When he was in my van, he went back to the same hood like 4 days in a row. Yeah, same thing with Sebastian. These two are like the most consistent sellers. They're in their neighborhoods. They don't jump around. Yeah. They're using name drops. And they have a bunch of credibility because people have already seen them in the neighborhood. They've seen maybe a couple texts out there. So yeah, that's something I've been really convicted of recently. I think we're kind of scrambling right now. But if we just work our neighborhoods and stay committed to the job, Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, guys, it has been pretty frustrating for me too. But what I know is if we keep going and we don't quit, eventually it's gonna get turned around. Like, I know it's hard to get through that right now for you guys. Amen. But I've seen entire sales teams go through a slump and then lose the team completely. I can't do that for all of you guys. I need you guys to help me out with that, and I need to be us together as a team to get through this, okay? Because I ain't gonna let us fall apart, boys. We're gonna still finish the top office, okay? But I need everyone in here to buy in, all right?
Let's go.
We're good.
Where's Lodi?
Oh, Mike Pete?
Mike P. Herrera.
Mike Venus.
Pray nobody gets hurt during paintball, and we all come through.
Yes, sir!